Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the stream. As always, I am the Wombat of DM, and welcome to session or episode or whatever 30, Incarnation 30 of the campaign. 30 episodes, guys. That's crazy, right?
Woo!
Yeah, go us. But just judging by the colors of our backgrounds, I think some of them are in the wrong spot.
They are, and I realized that when the countdown started that I hadn't done that, and I will move it around. Don't worry.
I just want to make sure you did.
But thank you. I'm in the right spot, so I guess that's the most important.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm just kidding.
I'm also in the correct spot. Let's go.
Yeah, it's just other people who move around depending on if they do cameras or not.
Just tell me when I need to go. As far as
so fair enough. It'll be Bells. You go after Ulrich every time.
Cool.
Wait, what is the order? Is it like based on where our little things are on your stream?
Yes.
Oh.
It's in alphabetical order, so it always starts with Belzian, and then Roger is after Belzian, Ulrich's after Roger, Yarvik's after Ulrich, and Zippo's after Yarvik.
Well,
I'm a little upset that R is second.
Yeah, that's very confusing. Are we going by first name or last name? I don't know. First name, it seems.
Seems like that.
I need to change my name to Barvik Gennisonbringer.
Maybe that's your cousin.
Well, we're in a rare mood tonight, guys, so let's get started. Let's introduce the party while I start organizing you.
I am the Banewall, and I will be playing Belzian, the half-elf monk.
I'm Amethyst, and I'm playing Roger, the Wood Elf Assassin. Wood Elf Assassin? Yes, he would.
I'll be playing Ulrich, the Human Paladin.
I am Jaeger, playing the far less famous cousin of Garvik Venisonbringer, Yarvik Venisonbringer, Halfling Region.
I'm Zippo, the kobold unknown at the moment. Depending on rolls, maybe, possibly sorcerer. But knowing my luck, I'll roll 4 ones in a row.
All right. Well, thank you guys for that intro. And now we have kind of a understanding for after 30 episodes of the order of things. I'm sorry I didn't make that more clear from the very beginning. And I, of course, am Wombat, the DM, the Wombat of DM, I should say, and I play Jordan, the human bard, and ultimately, we are here to play D&D, right? So, since we kind of are all in various places and in various situations, we had a pretty big kind of gap of time where we did a lot of things. We had a one-shot with Ulrich, and we had the party split in, I guess, 3, if you count Ulrich being kind of separate at the moment, right? So, our group that avoided capture, Roger, Yarvik, and Belzian, are teamed up with a trio of elves that they met on the road while they tried to reunite with the group out in the mountains. They avoided a few patrols and things like that. And meanwhile, Jordan and Zippo were stuck in the prison, kind of doing their best to annoy the guards to the point where they'll either make them or let them go just through sheer annoyance, or until they do something stupid and we can take advantage of it. Zippo is also contemplating an amulet that has been getting dramatically more and more potent in its abilities to affect Zippo's surroundings. It's been making a thunderstorm happen seemingly every night for the last so many nights. And ultimately, it seems like this power is pulsing at the moment as we ended last session. Ulrich was taken for questioning, being the only one in the group that can speak Goliath, or really Giant, which is what the Goliaths speak, and found out quite a bit of information. Ulrich, being that we played recently, is there any insights that you want to add to that, or is that pretty much sum it up and you'll tell the party when you get there?
I think that is good, and we can just, kind of recap once we get there. But
Okay.
yeah,
I will say that Ulrich did his best to deceive his captors and tried to get more information than he gave, to varied success. You'll also notice that the map has been expanded a bit in terms of marked areas, although the borders have gone back away, Ulrich, you'll notice, mainly because it's harder to remember borders. It's easier to remember where regions might have been. So as we progress, you do definitely, you feel like you have a handle on the Axe Clan borders, so I left those on. So yeah, ultimately it is night. Both moons are in full. However, they have been quickly obscured by clouds that have suddenly been rolling in. Thunder is heard on the horizon. Ulrich is being escorted out of the large building that he was just questioned, and he kind of sees the nightfall and the clouds rolling in as he's observing the area. The group that is free of that escaped capture is currently overlooking the fortification from a ridge nearby. That's kind of how we said we'd start up session this time with you guys. It's night, the storms are rolling in, and you're overlooking the fort. Jordan and Zippo are still in the separate pits, and Zippo feels his amulet pulsing once more. So I think we're going to start with Zippo, and then we'll work our way into the other groups. Zippo didn't get as much of a chance to do things last time as the other group, mainly because he was stuck in a hole a lot of the time, right? So I want to give him some opportunities tonight to make up for that.
All right. You can't see it, but I'm blowing on my mouse for good luck.
Are you blowing on your computer?
My computer, my mouse, anything. Okay. Everybody, moment of silence for our roll. All right. I'm scared. Not too bad.
All right. So tell me about this Arcana check, Zippo.
Because it's been Zippo's habit to do feel like the magical energies of the necklace whenever he feels it like pulse or tingle a little bit, and so his feeling he had last time was that tonight would be the night, and so right before like anything big started to happen, he would start to focus on it. Like as soon as he got the feeling that the storm was coming in a little bit, he would just immediately just focus on the necklace, and only he would zone everything else out. Like he would let Jordan know that he's probably going to be preoccupied for a little bit, and then would just focus immediately on the necklace, like with all his magical energies, to see if he can figure out what big might happen from it.
Okay. As the thunder sounds from above, you feel that itching on your horns that you felt before, when this power was kind of not just coursing around you, but kind of through you a bit as well. You feel the energy on your amulet, and you've grown more familiar with this energy, and you recognize that this is the same energy that is coursing through you. This energy and the energy that you use in your storm sorceries is the same. In fact, with this roll, you realize that it is not just the amulet that is causing this reaction to happen. It feels like it's a combination of the amulet and the power within you. In fact, the timing of it now makes you think that these storms started when you last drew power from the amulet. Something about drawing power from the amulet made this reaction begin to occur.
Okay. Trying to recall. So the last time I drew power from it would be the last time I leveled up, isn't it? Like out of character wise.
Yep.
Okay.
Correct.
And what was the
yes.
event that caused us to level up last time?
Anybody remember?
Was it us killing what's his name, or was it us breaking the wall?
Those were about the same time. Fair.
True.
So, yes, it could be either one of those.
I'm gonna go with breaking the wall as because my instincts are telling me it would have been a big event, and I mean, don't get me wrong, killing the king of a country is a big event, but like, you know, making 3 countries that have been separated for literally thousands of years.
Millennia.
Yeah, like breaking a wall that's been there for millennia is more of a like the biggest thing that's happened in Zippo's recent times, other than meeting Perrin, because or Piran.
In fairness, it's probably the biggest thing that's happened for anybody here.
True. So thinking on when he broke the wall, that would be Zippo's thought process. So like knowing that he drew power when he broke the wall, connecting the clans. That's what he'll think on when he's thinking on this power, to see if he can maybe get like a remembrance of a feeling of how he felt then, to see if he can.
Okay, so you're trying to go back to that time period in your life, correct?
Yeah,
you're
like
trying to
recall like the exact events to see if like maybe something back then is what triggered it, or see if maybe like see if he can get like the feeling from back then to try to channel that feeling into now.
I see. Let's make a history check.
Oh,
Roll with advantage, please. I was about to say it.
that's better.
It's recent history,
Yeah.
right? So, this is so the reason I had you roll it with advantage. Not only is it recent history, but I mean, who's going to be able to forget something like that, right? Like,
Yeah.
this is something that you're going to be telling your grand Zippos. Probably in elaborate and expansive detail how you slayed like 14 walls, but like it's going to be something you're going to tell down the line for sure. But in the honesty of your own thought, you go back there and you think back, you kind of meditate on that feeling that you get when you draw power from the amulet and level, when you draw more power from the amulet. The thunder that is punctuating your ears as you're trying to concentrate on this quiets and has a hollow echo to it. In your mind, you see an image. You see a figure a male figure, a humanoid figure, with a hole in his chest. The light is missing in the chest of this figure. At his back is a small reptilian figure, mostly dark, with a circle of light filling his chest. You recognize this as yourself. As you're remembering this moment, for the first time, you see what the process is. The light leaves the figure and goes into you, making you glow a bit brighter and making that figure glow a bit less. It writhes in pain as it seems to be pinned against your back, as if you were wearing it like a backpack, like you were connected at the spine. A crash of thunder breaks your concentration, and you shake your head and you're out.
Okay. I want to think that I'm getting so like this would be Zippo's thought process more or less. So like where him being connected to me and me starting to get the powers from when I got the amulet would make me think that the amulet would be his heart, since it's in the center of his chest. So like it would be his essential core, which is the cause of his powers, which are now the cause of my powers.
And who is his? Just saying in general, as you're just
As
using
the
a
guy,
pronoun to
yeah.
describe.
Since I seen he was a
Yeah.
male figure, I would say his, because I don't know like anything else about him. I just seen humanoid
Right.
male.
Yeah, it was literally just the outline. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But if I'm wearing his thing and he's connected to me, then that means he has to be me now. And I have to be him. Since we are now connected. So like I would think if we're connected in such a way and him going through all this pain, him not giving up, he would have to have something he is dwelling on as well. Like whatever being I'm drawing this power from would have to have something that he wants to get done. Otherwise, why would you go through the pain of giving? Well, I don't know if he gave up the heart or whatever it is. So I'm gonna think he's either regretting that he's either he's regretting something, and that's why he's holding on to it, or it was forcefully taken from him, and the anger that he has is still dwelling inside of it. Like he is like essentially like he's a grudge. Essentially, like he has a grudge against what I'm going to assume to be my former master. And with that thought
Okay.
process, I'm going to try to see if I can maybe not really, I guess it would be kind of like commune my thoughts with the necklace to see if I can give him the idea that I also am against my former master now, because the way that she or he or it or whatever being identity it goes by to him would be, they pretty much essentially used me for one goal and one goal only, and then was like, oh, you're high and dry now.
Seems like it.
Yeah, I would try to channel like all of that into the necklace to see if I can get the being to give up or pass its grudge and hatred on to me so that I can fulfill our wish of growing stronger and eventually either condemning my ex-master or killing my ex-master.
Okay. So you're just kind of like concentrating into the amulet, these thoughts, the storm just continues to grow. You don't feel any response at the moment.
Anything else? Because when I remembering the light, where was the light located where like my amulet would be on my body most of the time?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it was. It seemed to be radiating out from the center of you, which is where the amulet hangs.
Let's see here. Hold on. You said I still have they took all my equipment, but I can still cast my spells and stuff, I'm assuming.
Anything that doesn't need material components.
Okay. Let's see here. Dang, never mind, I don't have.
Unless those material components are mud.
No, that wouldn't work. I was going to. Well, in my head, is there a way that I can imagine that guy mentally again, that figure? If I concentrate, I want to try to concentrate enough to see if I can get back into that plane and see if I can move the center that is my power or me into that hole to try to make him whole again.
Okay. So you're considering on how you might be able to do that. And why don't you give me is there a check you'd like to utilize to assist you with considering this?
I have two ideas, and I don't know which one would work better. Arcana is my main go-to because, I got to think magically, but
Right.
I also feel that something to do with it would have something to do with history as well, because I'd have to try to remember his image and see if I could remember how to get back into that state. I know I was in concentration, but you're maybe muscle memory, something like that. But realistically, I feel like Arcana would probably be the way to go.
Okay. Yeah, why don't you give me an Arcana?
Hey, 22.
All right. I'm going to keep that roll in mind and move to another group.
Okie dokie.
Let's go to the group outside of the camp, the fortification. Belzian, Roger, and Yarvik, and your 3 elven companions.
We close enough to reach out to the party inside with the rings.
Yeah, do we do a mic check to test every couple steps to see if we're getting close enough?
Since it's within a mile, and you're kind of on a ridge outside, I would say you're probably not within range yet.
Okay.
But you're close.
Well, let's try to get closer. I want to hear from our friends exactly what's been going on in there before we barge in.
It would be good to make contact with our fellows.
You mean before we barred in?
We
I'll
should,
see myself out.
you should see yourself in. We need to get in there so we can get the bard out. Are we still lurking in the trees? Is it daytime or nighttime? When are we?
It's night. So, just as a reminder, you took a short rest before traveling on, and you are now at the fortification. So, you took a short rest just before night during the day so that you could get there by night, by the cover of night.
Okay, so we're looking on a ridge outside of the fortress.
Correct, yes. I'm gonna let my Benji out. I'll be right back.
Bye, Benji. What was the name of those exploding fruits?
Floaty fruit.
Yeah, explodey fruits.
Yeah, pretty sure that's the canon name.
I don't speak Goliath.
I don't think Goliath speaks Goliath.
I speak giant.
All I heard was Zug Zug.
Zug Zug. Ready to work.
What are you doing?
Join the army, they said. See the world, they said. No, I'm done. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, let's get closer and get in range of these rings of communication.
So are we above the tree? Well, I guess we're not above the tree line at that point. How close are we to being above the tree line? Is the fort above the tree line?
You're above the tree line at this point, yes. Because you're under the cover of darkness, that's okay, but
Is it possible to use any survival skills to try to find any more exploding fruits?
if you roll well enough in your survival check, I would say that would be something you could have prepared on your way. Exploding fruits are plentiful in this area, as we saw. Cree Blunters.
Reblunters. We definitely did not forget the name.
So go ahead and roll me a survival check.
Would any of my swifter fellows like to help with this?
I'm reasonably swift, I suppose.
I got an 11.
Yarvik clearly did not stretch and prepare himself for the evening's activities.
We just woke up.
So if you're aiding Belzian, what you do is you don't roll a second time. Belzian gets to, or you don't roll a second roll. Belzian gets to roll twice with advantage.
Okay.
Okay, so the 11 is what he got. So, Belzian, I'd say you found one low-hanging Cree Blunter on your way toward the fortress. So you have one fruit that you are hefting. Now, when you picked the fruit, the air began to escape it, so you had to stuff a cloth in it to keep it from leaving the fruit completely.
Yeah, so it doesn't deplete or
Yes.
deflate. Excellent. That is in my pack.
You guys were more kind of interested in getting there quickly than stopping every once in a while. So you were able to get a low-hanging one as you were passing.
Yoink, yoink.
Have our elven compatriots been this way before? Can they offer any guidance on the best way to approach this place?
They have this area is as new to them as you. They coming from the south, more recently came to this area and scouted only the immediate surroundings when they met you.
Yeah, they're basically us from the mirror world, except I don't think any of them have goatees.
Nope.
I'm the only elf here with facial hair.
So are you guys the Darkest
Are we the
Timeline?
baddies?
Are you asking Roger that question in character?
Well, I'm not, because I'm the DM, but...
I think the best course is a direct course. Let's just get closer and see what we can see. Sneak up there, try to keep pinging the ring, and maybe we'll get lucky.
Yeah.
All right. Moving our map to the fortress map. So eventually you kind of make your way up the mountain and come to another area that is... I know you guys are on this map here. This is eventually where you'll come into the map if you continue with the direction you're coming into. But you'll be able to contact the party before you even get onto this map, is kind of my point. So you kind of go up the mountain some. It seems like with the storm brewing and the area suddenly darkening from the moons being obscured, that the Goliaths aren't necessarily patrolling as frequently as they were on the previous day, at least for members of the party like yourselves or the elves. It seems like there's less people here than you anticipated. You did see a lot of movement of patrols moving from north to south in the last couple of days, so maybe some of the army has already left.
Could be good news. Probably long term that's bad news, but could be good news right now.
Gavrik's gonna, reach out with the ring to test. Hey, you guys!
Zippo and Ulrich and Jordan, all three hear Yarvik's voice.
Zippo will be too focused on the ring thing. Like he's zoned out of all that.
Glad you're alive.
Oh, whoa. Are you all well? Can I get a what?
Peachy. Look, they may just let us out. Possibly. I'm working an angle.
Oh no, we're here to bust you out.
So
Yeah.
we're not burning everything down and blowing stuff up?
Yeah, I'm just saying there's a fair amount of them. I don't know all their numbers, but I got them convinced that, I think I got them convinced that we're from down south. Not from Seregen. So I'm negotiating with them to try and send us down south.
That might actually work in our favor. We've met some elves from Necrata. We're willing to help us bust you out, but if the Goliaths are just going to send you to the border, we were planning on going there after anyway.
Right, I think it'll be in interest to try and dissuade them from coming to blows with the Goliaths. That's kind of what I'm working on here.
So do we lay low and let you continue to work? Should we come up and introduce ourselves? What do you think the play is?
Wait, we are elven spies? Neat.
In fairness, I was an elven spy the whole time.
Yeah. Well, I think,
You hear Jordan chime in. I knew it.
yeah, I think maybe if you ask to speak, if you do approach, you can, maybe indicate that you are working with Necrata, that you're from Necrata, that you're here to negotiate for the peaceful release of the prisoners, and that just maybe that the prisoners, or sorry, that the elves agree to not encroach on the borders so long as the prisoners are released. That's kind of the avenue I would go on.
Out of character question. Do the elves speak giant? As far as I know, nobody in our party can actually speak to them.
I can.
I know you can, but
Yeah.
so like, I'm trying to remember. I don't remember us discussing that with the elves, whether they can speak giant or not.
What he's getting, what Yarvik's getting at is that Ulrich has been replaced by elves, and they are now the party.
Right. I get it now. Yeah.
Yeah. So if we come up to the gate, like we can't speak to them.
The away party.
Yeah, the party outside the gate can't actually speak. So we have to like try to not get killed.
All right. I could say that I've summoned for a peace delegation. And then you arrive after I say that. That might kind of spook them, if anything. I don't know how.
Do we give up the rings? Because that's...
Jordan kind of chimes in. He's like, Zippo and I are still in pits. So...
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's what we're talking about, Jordan. Getting us out of these pits.
I thought you said you had an angle you were working, Ulrich. What's going on up there?
This is the angle I'm working.
Waiting for us to show up with a bunch of elves from Necrata?
Nope. I've had conversations with their captain, who I believe is going to let us go.
Then why do we need to show up at all? We just wait for.
I'm saying if you're doing anything, go that angle. That's all I'm saying. If you're feeling antsy, go that route. If not, hang tight.
You don't get to be my age by being impatient. I can wait.
I won't ever get to be your age. For many, many reasons.
Well, I mean, you did cut a dude in half, so, you know.
Doesn't seem to make a lot of sense.
Gotta let Benji back in. I'll be right back.
Look, cutting dudes in half is just like part and parcel of being an adventurer. It happens sometimes. So I hear.
You didn't even get any on your shoes.
Because Zippo's too focused to chime in on the conversation, I do want the party to know that Zippo and Jordan do have a plan involving the Almighty Vort situation, but Zippo's too focused on his ring to say it, so I figure Jordan might say it. Tell him the oh crap button plan that we had.
I think the plan is probably to sit back and wait to see what fireworks decide to launch out of this fort.
Fair. I just wanted to let it be known because I'm trying to Zippo would be way too focused on this ring thing to even pay attention to what's happening with y'all's rings. He's way too focused on the necklace and everything. So I figured it would be good, pertinent information that if we have to do a oh crap breakout, and Zippo is cognizant at that time, him and Jordan do have a plan called Almighty Vort, in which I'm going to cast every spell I can physically cast as fast as I can physically cast them, and we are going to try to break out. Not a great plan, but it's a plan nonetheless, okay?
Yeah, plan B, I like it.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, with that, Roger will stop focusing on the ring and turn to their traveling companions and say to Air, who, if I'm remembering correctly, is the leader.
Yes.
So, according to the one person in our group that speaks the language of these Goliaths, they might just let our friends go, and he wants us to lay low.
Her eyes narrow and brow creases, and says, and she asks you to repeat yourself by saying, "He knows their language."
Apparently. He said something to him when we met him the first time, and he got knocked out. I don't know what all that's worth as far as the Axe Clan are concerned.
Wait, so they didn't kill you on sight? They just knocked him unconscious, a few of your other friends, and brought you back?
Yeah. Which honestly makes me feel kind of bad for helping these guys kill some of them, but
I thought we were pretty.
Had no way to know that they were doing that at the time.
We've been killed on sight every time we've encountered these Goliaths.
I mean, I
Are you certain that your companion isn't one of them?
Yeah. I've known him for a long time.
I've known him for at least 2 weeks.
Dude's solid. He always plays for our beer.
Ulrich and I have worked together for years.
I think this is very progressive of the Goliaths. They got a catch and release program. It's very good.
Oh,
And what is that? Why are they just releasing like that? That doesn't sound like them at all. Something's wrong.
I agree that it's very weird. But I'm looking for an opportunity to solve problems without bloodshed after spending several years only solving problems by killing people.
Give peace.
Where is he releasing your friends? Or where are... Sorry, not he, because that's metagaming.
Yeah.
Where are they releasing your friends?
I suspect they're going to send them either south or west. It perhaps... I remember them saying... Or I remember Ulrich saying something about the Goliaths thinking that our group was elven spies. Probably because of the two of us, and he points at himself and Belzian.
Points to his ears. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but...
Ire's face darkens, and she starts cursing. Like, fuck. This is what I was afraid of. And she's speaking in, like, fast Elven at the other two. Knowing full well that you can understand her, but, like, she doesn't care. Like, she's not happy.
Whoa, now. This is pretty good news. They're releasing our friends. We don't even have to break in there. What seems to be the matter?
She turns on you and says, "This is going to start the war. They're going to use this as you were the aggressors, that you were acting on our behalf."
And they could do that anyway.
I kind of feel like these guys are pretty antagonistic already.
Sending over the ring to our the group. Something's not right with these guys. I would think that an aged and wise group such as elves who've lived for many a generation would want to try to give peace a chance. Something's not adding up here.
Sorry, is this broadcast to us as well?
No. This is just the exterior group.
It's Roger, who is very familiar with not giving peace a chance, It's definitely like, no, I totally understand just being fed up with your neighbors and wanting to get rid of them. Um, but it's concerning that thoughts here are only of war and not of peace, despite the fact that, as far as Ulrich is concerned, all the Axe Clan seems to want is peace with the South. And as far as we can tell, all these guys want is peace with the North.
That's what I mean. Something's not adding up here. I would hate to see this get blown up through no fault of our own.
I'll say verbally to our elves from Necrata, look, let me ask Ulrich. Maybe I missed something important. Let me see exactly what he told them, because they didn't know you guys existed up until just, well, actually, they still don't know you guys exist. We haven't told them.
They being the Goliaths?
Yeah, the Goliaths don't know that.
Okay. Yeah.
So, to just Ulrich. All right, what did you actually tell them? Because we have some people here from Necrata, and they're freaking out about a potential international incident.
Right. So here's the thing. I tried to pull the old, oh, we're from North. I wasn't about to give away, these aren't exactly friendly folk, right? So I'm not going to say, yeah, come to Seregen. I said we were from the North. He obviously didn't buy that. So then I redirected the lie, be like, all right, you called me. We're from Necrata. There, you happy? He seemed to think we were elven spies. I said, we're not really spies, we're just wandering here. I put it on him because he seemed to have some familiarity with some other elves that have been wandering around the area recently. And I put it on him that I would wager that, based on my own interactions, his people made the first attack, not the elves. He didn't really agree or disagree with that, but he made it very clear that he prefers to play from a position of power. He made it very clear that he prefers conquest. I then suggested to him that he has no idea what he's doing if he plans to walk south. That's a united empire. Here, to the north, it's a bunch of divisions. I got a good look at their map. They're clearly divided, all the clans. They're not really of one mind. They have this very stupid process where nominated, elected, or designated, let's say designated leaders that purport the people's will get together, talk, and then they all vote and come to a conclusion, rather than just having one person at the top making all the decisions like it should be. It's madness. Anyway, I said, hey, if you're really into conquest, you really ought to be looking at unifying your own lands than concerning yourself with people just curious about the disappearance of the wall and naturally heading up north. And I said that I could probably set things straight with the neighbors down south, with the understanding that they shouldn't be coming down south either. That's all I said. All right? Now, I don't know if that's true about, me guessing that the Goliaths hit the elves first. He did say that the Goliaths have these long memories and how their great-great-grandpappers were slaughtered by the elves, yada, yada, yada. Who the fuck cares? We're talking about generations. Maybe it wasn't generations for the elves. We're talking about generations. Do your people want to come up and attack the Goliaths, or are they just curious about the land?
They're very concerned, I think, that the Axe Clan is going to come down and attack them.
Right, and so I'm trying to negotiate some understandings that we will, of course, convey as a united front of the Necra Empire, that we're not gonna head north, now are we? I'm lying. I don't give two shits what these two nations do to each other. Kill each other for all I care anyway, with the understanding that they don't head south. And that also with the understanding that if they do head south, they'll be destroyed. That's the kind of knot that I'm trying to ravel here.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
What?
just the usual.
I understand. Thank you, Ulrich.
Thank you.
Ulrich, as you're kind of chatting with them, you're slowly being led around the mountain. Just to show time passing.
Yep.
While this is happening.
Noted. Sorry, just to make sure, this was led back to the cell?
You're being led back toward the pit, yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. Thank you.
Do you know when?
Because we kind of ended session when you left the top house.
Yep.
Do you know when they plan to release you?
They're gonna have some chat with whoever's up top in this hierarchy. And I'm hoping that I can leverage this within a day's time. That's my hope. I can't really say. Left it a little uncertain. But it's more promising than I might have guessed. I mean, they certainly want information. And he seemed keen at the idea that I might, go tell the South to be peaceful. He also seemed really irked that that I indicated that he's not a united front.
Yeah.
Are Zippo and Jordan part of this negotiation?
No, Zippo's been kind of quiet. Not really sure what he's been up to. And honestly, I've been kind of in and out. They kept me up late trying to poke and prod me for a while. And I don't know what are you two been, sorry, are they on this chat right now? Did you clue them in?
Zippo is kind of occupied right now. Something's going on with his amulet, and he's been kind of concentrating and kind of ignoring all else.
Is that why it's raining?
Maybe.
Let us know to duck if there's going to be lightning.
I'm surprised it's not raining fire.
The comment is percussioned by several more flashes of lightning in the distance and more thunder.
Maybe.
And it has begun to rain. It's not just like the oncoming storm. It's begun to rain. It's not a deluge, but it's beginning.
Roger will pass along kind of the last couple of things Ulrich said to the elves from Necrata, specifically that the giants, or the Goliaths and the Axe Clan in particular, are concerned about having a war with the South, and maybe are even happy to have peace with the South when they can focus their attention elsewhere. Or at least that's the impression that Ulrich has gotten from them. And perhaps the fact that they've been extremely violent towards the Elven Scouts has been out of fear rather than malice.
So it's not a deception check because you're telling the truth. But you are trying to. So I'm trying to think of what this would be. But you're trying to calm her down from a point where she's kind of disillusioned by this union, and I think maybe a persuasion might be in order to try and help things along.
It'd be easier if I just lied.
Probably. I mean, this deception.
Oh, yeah.
With charisma. Yeah.
Roger is so much of a more skilled liar than he is a charismatic person trying to talk somebody down. But
Yeah.
I will roll persuasion. 15.
She seems to cool visibly from this some, but she's still on edge. The other two are kind of taking her lead and being wary, but don't seem to be as hostile as she is.
Like, look, we're going to live for a very long time. All we have to do is wait and see what happens. If the Axe Clan is going to be aggressive, there's probably not a whole lot we could have done to stop it regardless. But if they don't want to be aggressive, then we can take advantage of that and get the information you need to get the hell out of here.
So if they're letting the group go, are they just going to turn them out on the mountain, or are they going to take them down to Necrata, or what's...
Patience is a virtue.
What?
Let's give Ulrich a chance to play his game.
And I'll ask Ulrich, when are they releasing you guys exactly, and where?
Don't know, and I don't really know, but the idea is that we'd be heading south. Hey, your elf friends. I
Friends in
mean,
quotation marks.
yeah. I mean, sorry, my hands are bound right now, so I couldn't really do air. Anyway, why are they up here? What are they doing?
Same reason as us, except
All right.
their cultural memory is a bit longer, and so they knew what they were getting into.
Yeah, so that's kind of where I was driving, because there is a slight difference between us and them in that I know you get to live as long as they do, but if they are aware of the bad blood, why come north?
They wanted to see whether the Axe and Tusk clans were heading west or heading south.
Okay, so they're expecting. All right. Feel free to share with them that I'm absolutely trying to get them to head west. That they are 13 clans. That I'm absolutely trying to get those 13 clans, at least this one, to turn on the others. I don't know if that'll help them at all, but absolutely trying to not head west. Sorry.
North.
The lightning's been kind of screwing with me. Yeah, east, northeast.
Toward the other clans of Relic.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. Trying to get this entire little bit of the continent to implode on itself.
That may not be good for Seregen long term, but short term
Oh.
might be.
A civil war is a lot better long term than a united front against us. Civil war here.
At least Civil War puts us all on even ground.
Well, it puts us above them because they're going to have to fight a war on 13 fronts if we decide to attack. Whereas we really only have to fight it on arguably one front in many regards. Because we're just making a western expansion. Anyway, that don't matter right now. I do wonder though, could you get some information from your friends? I'd like to, sell it that I'm from Necrata. I'd like to convince them that I actually know what I'm talking about. In particular, any kind of history of the war between the Axe Clan and the elves. Any big names?
I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, you remember that guy Cliff? The one who liked to take really quick notes? Get some Cliff notes on that history. That'd be great.
I'll do what I can.
Scholar.
They are suspicious of you
Because I'm educated, because I'm handsome, because
Because
I
you,
just
because you've been negotiating with their enemy and might be sending them their way, if your negotiations go sour. But
I would love to know what they think I should be doing. I mean, if they have a suggestion for me, I'll certainly take it into consideration, being the elven spy that I am.
I'll ask them if there's anything they want me to pass along to you, and then in turn to the Axe Clan.
Appreciate that. If they're at all aware about me, I mean, I'm, you know, not trying to speak out of turn here, but I guess it's probably a little unusual that I speak this language. I don't know if I ever told you why I know Giant, but I got a little bit of a history with trolls. Don't really care for them. They tend to speak Giant. Know your enemy. You know me.
Fair enough. Same reason I can talk to fairies.
That's fair.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, Ulrich. And Roger will again turn back to the elves from the crowd and say, Ulrich asks if there's anything that the three of you would like him to relay to the Axe Clan, or any particular things you'd like him to do while we're waiting for them to be released.
She kind of is taken aback by this. Not really sure what to say in the moment, but says she'll think on it.
No rush. Apparently they're not letting them sleep. We can wake them up whenever.
Sounds like
All right, and
we have some time to kill.
I guess with that in mind, let's go back to Zippo. Zippo, you are concentrating on the amulet. You got a 22 on Arcana, and you were considering what the hell is going on with this amulet. Like, what this is, right? Like, now that you have all these pieces, you're trying to see how they connect, right?
Yeah, like trying to see if I can, like, maybe if I connect the amulet piece that's on me back with him, it will like make one whole, and then like he'll be like, oh, best friends forever kind of thing. It's
Yeah.
a similar thought process that Zippo had whenever he found out about Atlan.
Okay.
Yep.
I see. Thinking about Atlan actually does kind of jive a little bit of with kind of your mindscape of what might be happening right now. In fact, from what you know about elementals and creatures that interact with elementals, this definitely seems like something that might be within the elemental plane of air or connected to it in some way. With your 22 in Arcana, you're kind of, as you concentrate on this, and now that you know that there's a figure within the amulet, at least that's what you saw in the memory, you don't get the sense that it's a piece of whoever this is. Like, you were thinking about it being the person's heart, or a part of them that they gave up and put into the amulet. It feels more like a prison. And this kind of clicks into place for you. Because, well, you've worked for your master for a good long time. Now that you know what you know about your master, Does any gift seem trustworthy to you?
No. No, they don't.
This was the last bit of that you had left from your master, despite you throwing off your master's influences and try as you might to separate yourself from your master. This too was a gift from her. And you slowly realize that the energy that you've been taking has been from another being. That pain, that struggle, was the creature, and is still the creature, trying to get out. Boom! The lightning is growing ever stronger. Your horns begin to tingle once more. You can hear the efforts, this cries of in Aaron, in wind elemental speak, in the language of the air elementals. Let me out. Give me a second, I'm just trying to find a track. Thought I had a storm music. I guess I don't have a storm music. All right. Anyway, so the storm is picking up. Lightning is flashing. Thunder is roaring above you. Those of you outside of the prison kind of can see the storm is coming to a head. The deluge is coming down. Even as you continue to talk about what to do next, as Ulrich is being led kind of slowly now, kind of keeping to the cliff face instead of the edge, so that you're not thrown off by the wind and the storm as it's coming down. Zippo, what's going through your head right now?
Hearing it speak in air elemental, and because Zippo's not a big fan of beings that shouldn't be locked up being locked up, hence what he did with Atlan. He would try to respond in air elemental back to it and ask it how he can free it, what he needs to do to let it go.
Sure. So you speak to it in air elemental, but its efforts to get out as a bang, bang, bang of the let me out, percussed by crash, crack, boom of the lightning. It doesn't seem to respond to you. Maybe it can't hear you. Maybe he's too busy trying to get out. It seems like you can feel with each push that you don't have much longer before whatever's inside does something drastic. it seems to be becoming more and more desperate. This storm is more powerful than the storms previously. It's just more intense. It's instead of a summer thunderstorm like you've seen before, it's like a hurricane. The winds are whipping. That's why Ulrich is not anywhere near getting close to the cave at this point. It's all he can do to not be thrown off. The Goliath's kind of holding onto the face as well to make sure that even their great shapes aren't pushed off the cliff.
Studying the amulet, like looking at it, whenever I studied it previously too, does it look like there's a way for me to like essentially open it? Like, is there like maybe a mechanism on it that like opens that I may be able to do it, or do I think destroying the amulet completely would let him go?
So studying the amulet, let's do an inspection.
Investigation.
Yeah, yep. That's the one.
Ooh, not good.
There we go. That's a little better. Okay. Let's see what you rolled. An 8. Yeah. Alright. So there doesn't seem to be any clasps on the medallion. It seems to be one solid piece of stone. The pattern that's on it is kind of inscribed in it, that swirling pattern that you're familiar with. But you notice as you inspect it that the swirling pattern has kind of begun to spin. You never noticed this before, but maybe every time there was a storm, the swirl began to spin. So the inscription may not be an inscription at all. It might be a rune. But that's all you'll get with an investigation of 8.
Okay. And so just to confirm, like, so the inscription that we're talking about is the spinning pattern that it's always had, and it's going like,
yes, the spiral,
clockwise or counterclockwise?
Clockwise.
Okay. Like if I touch that area, does it slow down any, or like can I feel the movement, or is it more of like it's moving but I can't help it or do anything else kind of movement?
That's where you feel the percussions be the strongest, as whatever's inside is trying to force its way out.
Let's see here. Can I try to help it spin faster?
How?
I'm going to shocking grasp and see if I can like maybe push it in like or shocking grasp it, but like try to see if I can like essentially empower it enough to see if it can spin faster that way.
Is Shocking Grasp a sorcerer spell that you have, or a warlock spell? Okay. So you got it from your storm sorcerer power? Okay. Okay, go ahead and cast Shocking Grasp.
It's 6 lightning damage.
Okay. You cast Shocking Grasp at the spiral, and you immediately feel a few things. First of all, the power doesn't seem to damage the stone in any way. It doesn't crackle around the stone either. It seems to enter the stone directly, almost as if it swallows it. In fact, you feel a pulling sensation as you grasp it, and you feel some of the power that was given to you from the amulet go back in. Yeah.
Okay.
You feel some of that power leave you.
Okay, I'm gonna go big or go home, and I'm going to set the amulet. Like, how big is the area we're in?
You're in a 10-foot
Oh,
hole.
okay, maybe that won't work then.
Like 10 foot around. 15 feet tall.
Dang, I don't think that'll work, because that's a range spell. Then I'm going to whenever I cast like the shocking grasp, like whenever it hit it, did like was it like a like was it look like all the damage just like went away immediately? And so like did I feel like if I cast a spell that was like a surrounding spell, it would hit everybody still, or did I feel like it would just be absorbed into the amulet?
It seems like because you targeted the amulet reacted based off of that.
Okay, gotcha. Then I am going to cast Shocking Grasp again.
Okay. What level is Shocking
It's a
Grasp?
cantrip.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to use my spell slots, but the only spell I have that is actually, yeah, the only spell I have really that I feel like it would be able to absorb is a 90-foot range. So I don't think I would hit it with it being on me.
Let's see. So, okay. Yeah, you've got what? Thunderwave?
Yeah, that's why I was asking, like, because that one says range of self, and it's like a 15-foot cube.
Yeah.
And then I have Chromatic Orb, which I was going to change to lightning damage. And then I have Rhymes Binding Ice, but that's more of a ice spell that I picked up for Sorcerer, so I don't feel like that would be
Right.
amazingly helpful.
Fair.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I could... After casting that, I'll try to cast Thunderwave. Because how far down am I in the hole?
You're 15 feet down.
Okay, perfect. So it wouldn't hit anybody outside of the hole.
Correct.
So I'll cast Thunderwave. See if it'll absorb it.
Okay.
Yeah, my damage rolls have not been good.
As you cast a spell slot into it, you feel the power of that spell slot evaporate from your powers. You lose one spell slot. In fact, both times you cast a cantrip, you feel like you no longer have all the knowledge that you used to have regarding what you learned. It seems like as you cast these spells, you are giving back power to this amulet. That light, to put it symbolically, is being put back in.
Okay. I'm going to try, and essentially, Zippo's whole process here is thinking the Zippo's way. If I free it, just like Atlan when I freed him, it may be friendly enough to give me something. And what it gives me could be good. So Zippo's going to try essentially to pour all of that light that he can physically put back into the amulet.
Okay. Is there any specific way you're trying to do that? Out of curiosity.
Well, I don't have really any spell slots left. So, my go-to would be like either I would just try to spam as much of a shocking grasp as I can that would get it going, or trying to like how I focused on the amulet to get the power. I'm gonna try to like see if I can focus on the amulet while holding the spiral thing and see if I can try to force it to absorb the power back.
Okay. So you're just basically trying to use any lightning spell to try and continue giving that power.
Yeah, like
right?
even if I can use packed spell slots as well, like I will dump them to. I have 2 ones. I'll cast Thunderwave at 2nd level twice.
Okay. You're using Thunderwave. So I see from your cantrips you also have Lightning Lure. You have Shocking Grasp.
I got Booming Blade,
Chromatic Word, and Thunderwave.
Yeah,
right?
that's really my only lightning spells.
Okay. Are you using every single one, or like you're trying to expend all your spell slots?
Yeah, I'm trying to give back as much power as possible, as fast as possible, because I get the feeling that whatever it does, if it gets itself out of here, it's not going to be pretty for anybody. Just like how Atlan, when he said he was going to get himself free, would not have been pretty for anybody.
Yeah, that's a fair parallel.
Yeah, so being that as it is, I'm going to do literally everything within my possibilities to give this power back, to try to free this air elemental. Or whatever it is that's speaking air.
Alright, so let me set the scene of this. Zippo basically begins casting as many basically he's going with plan B, right? But instead of to escape, he's using it all on the amulet. This is definitely drawing the attention of the Goliaths that are keeping watch of the prison, and they kind of are shouting at you, but you can't really hear them for many reasons. One, you don't know what they're saying, but two, you are kind of one force of nature right now, and that is you are a pure bolt of lightning being cast at this stone around your neck. Using these lightning spells does more than just you're pouring yourself like physically and spiritually into this stone. You kind of feel like at the rate you're going, you're losing a sense of self. You feel like you're being pulled into the stone. You begin being gripped with fear. A fear that you might be, in this moment, switching places with whatever is trapped. That all you're doing is taking its place. You no longer feel like you can drop the stone. Your hand is gripped on it, and the electricity between you and the amulet lock your fingers in place as it slowly draws closer and closer until it magnetizes to your chest, and you can feel the boom, 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 boom of it trying to force its way out. And then suddenly, as you use your last lightning lure cantrip, lightning is indeed lured to you, and lightning strikes through the roof of the cavern and hits you both. The rock shatters in your hand, and a gust of wind swirls around you, and you see before you an Efreet, an air genie, once trapped but now freed by you. He laughs mirthfully, but not in a way that sends chills down your spine like your once master did. This is a giggle of glee, of pure glee. This genie, this Efreet, was trapped, and you have freed it. He grows larger until his figure fills the cavern, or your cell, I should say, and he smiles at you, puts his hand on your cheek, and your eyes begin to glow as some of the power that you gave back is given back to you. You are now of Storm. You had a choice to take it all or to give it back, and you gave it back. The sins of your master will not be applied to you. Thank you. Thank you, whoever you are. And good luck. And the Efreet bursts from your cell, also freeing you by breaking open the cage door, and goes through the roof of the cavern. The storm leaves as quickly as it came, and the night calms into a double-mooned night. The rest of the group, you see a burst of energy hit the cavern, and then the entire storm clears as a burst of air kind of plumes out from the cavern, as if like a small concussion blast occurred. You do not see the figure that Zippo did.
Honestly, I'm surprised there isn't more fire.
I'm just 10,000 years will give you such a crick in the neck. Funny. What?
Oh, I will ping Zippo over the ring. Zippo, are you all right?
Yes, I am very okay. I just met a genie again.
Did you get a wish?
I got my powers.
I guess that's wish adjacent.
So, Zippo, you are now fully a Storm Sorcerer. All your levels have been converted from Warlock to Storm Sorcerer as you have been absolved of your pact by the genie.
Okay, I'm gonna be messing with that.
And that's what you wanted, right?
Yes, that is perfect.
Okay.
That is perfect. I love it. I want you, when you were reading, like when you were saying it, and like I was getting like the thought process. Whenever you were talking about me being absorbed into it, I was like, well, Zippo is definitely 100% still going through with this because that's just how Zippo is. But I was gonna like say over the ring that I enjoyed being with the party if I do get trapped. But then whenever he broke out, I got chills in real life. Oh, I was so happy. I'm so happy I freed him.
Heck yeah.
The camp is now kind of alight with activity. We'll say that. Ulrich, it's up to you now. So you've been fighting this storm as you've been being escorted back, and you are now kind of in the clear, soaking wet, hair a mess. The glass, luckily, don't have to worry about that being shaved. But they kind of are recovering and kind of saying, "What the fuck was that?" Looking at you, that better not been one of your party members.
I mean, I don't think it was, but you know, it's entirely possible that that our boss was getting in touch with that party member. For all our sakes, I hope I'm wrong, though.
Zippo, is there anything that you're doing now that your cell is hanging open?
If
The Goliaths are nowhere to be seen that were yelling at you before, by the way.
yeah, I'll
From where you are down there.
I'll just casually pull out my ladder from my cape of many things, or my cloak of many things, and I'll start crawling out, and I'll go up to the top, like I'll shout out in common since I know that's one language they don't hate, and I'll be like, I'm sorry about your cage. I kind of just had to free a genie real fast. I can pay for it if you want me to.
So you peek out the top, and the female guard that you'd been trying to flirt with earlier, and one other guard that was there, are both unconscious and laying against the far wall.
This isn't. I'm gonna like look over in Jordan's cage. I'm gonna walk out and go over to Jordan's cage and look down. Like, hey Jordan, I don't think this is a good thing if they figure this out.
Jordan's looking at you, squinting, because, you know, there were blinding flashes of light happening in this cave, an enclosed dark space. And he's like, what the fuck happened?
I freed a genie, got absolved of my pact, and he gave me more of my storm sorcery powers because I gave all his powers back.
Oh yeah, another day in the life of Zippo.
Yeah, I also got some cool effects, thankfully. Do you want me to free you and we try to run, or do you think it would be better for me to do something? Do you know where the other party members, by the way?
Oh, Ulrich's getting us out tomorrow.
Oh.
Oh,
this
this
is gonna
not
put a
good.
hamper in his plan.
Ulrich, you are quickly being being escorted back to the. You're not drug if you're. I mean, you're only drug if you want to be.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah. He's walking, but while he's doing that, he's just thinking, Zippo, you're the only one that I would imagine did that, and you've been mysteriously quiet for a while. Hey, look. If they ask, we come from Necrata, and your boss, our boss, called on you. That's what happens, and I'll work out the rest.
Oh, I got this. Don't you worry. They're gonna be so afraid of this air genie I just befriended.
Nope. We don't need them to be afraid. So much as we just need them to be ready to release us.
Yeah, I kind of already climbed out of my cage, and there's two knocked out guards over here. I don't think this is gonna look good for your plan.
You should climb back in.
There's a 15-foot ladder sticking out of it.
And can you do anything with that?
No.
You can't just shove it back wherever you got it from?
I got it from my cloak. Once it comes off, it doesn't go back on. Do
Oh,
you think
that's
they'll be
real
more
cool.
distracted if I summon a horse?
I don't know.
It's okay. I got this. Don't worry. I'm gonna slide. I'm gonna be like, all right, Jordan, pretend this didn't happen. I'm gonna slide back down the ladder, and I'm gonna push it out as hard as I can to see if it'll go out of the thing that we're in.
You're going back down to try and push it out? You're not gonna try and pull it out from above, or like what's?
Okay. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back down the ladder and push Brunhild back out.
Okay.
Because she's been there this whole time.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna push her back out. Then I'm gonna come back out with her, and I'm going to.
Okay, so I'm gonna need a strength check for you to get this big dog out of the hole. She's not going to be able to really climb a ladder herself, and you're about her size. Maybe she's a little bigger.
Okay. I've got, let's see here. It should be, that's a 15 in strength, so that would be a +2. I'm messing with my character sheet,
Yeah.
so it's going to roll a d20.
Yeah.
Oh, a 4.
Okay, you can't push Brunhild.
Okay, I'm going to get back in there then, and I'm just going to sit there. And I'm just going to be playing with Brunhild.
Hey guys, is it Plan B time?
I don't know yet.
What
Their
is going
captain
on?
hasn't come to kill me. I mean, I'm still being drugged to the cell.
Oh, hey, the rest of you guys can hear us too now. Hey, by the way, guys, just so you know, I befriended an air genie just now. Super cool dude. I also may have accidentally caused 2 guards to die. I'm not really sure. They looked unconscious, but I didn't check. This plan is not going to go as well as Ulrich is hoping. So if you have a plan, now might be the time to use it, because I'm a little spent after that whole ordeal.
We have an explosive fruit and 3 pissed off elves. That's good, right?
I swear to God, if we have to fight these elves just as soon as we were making friends because of you.
No, look, I have a plan. It's probably not going to work, though. We're just going to hope that I can convince these guys that our boss is an air genie who's just nice enough to let us free and not kill them.
Uh-huh. Well, it's better than what I got, so...
Yep, we're gonna now spin this so the elves worship a storm. That's where we're going. We work for the elves from Necrata. The entire nation is now ruled by a sentient storm. That's the direction we're going.
Yes, the Storm of Necrata. I've heard of it. Yes, that one.
I mean, these giants or Goliaths don't know different one way or the other.
True.
All right, and while we're discussing this, Ulrich, you are quickly led to the mouth of the... Oops.
Not the mouth of the oops.
I grab...
Oh no.
Yeah, the mouth... You're led past this broken outcropping of rocks and to the mouth of the cave, where you see that the sparse decor of the cavern is been pulled asunder. Everything's everywhere. There's bits of cell, the cage that was over the pit that was over Zippo, all over the place, including out in the main cavern and spilling out into the cliffside where you and the other Goliaths are. You immediately see that there's a 15... it was a 15-foot ladder, you said?
Let me double check it real fast.
It's not 10, right?
It might be 10. I think I might have messed it up. Let me double check. It's a 20-foot long wooden ladder, by the way. 24-foot long wooden ladder.
Okay. So you definitely see a ladder sticking out of the hole that you spoke to Zippo in earlier, be it one word that said 2. And the Goliaths go rushing in, leaving you outside of the cavern for the time being, as they go to investigate what the hell is going on and tend to the 2 Goliaths. And from at that point, we are going to go to our break. All right, so we'll be back in 10 minutes. Those of you who are in Twitch, welcome Cecily and your crew. Thanks for being here with the raid, and thanks for putting that shout out, Destro. Also, just as a heads up, Atomic, I didn't forget you. Thank you so much for the sub earlier when we were starting
It's
up stream.
perfect, yeah. It does it automatically.
All right. Oh, okay, perfect. So we will see you guys in 10 minutes. We'll be right back. Stick around. See what happens next. All right, we are back. Welcome back. Zippo, you started to say something that you wanted to say.
Oh, I was just gonna ask the group on feat wise what their opinions were on the ones I like so far. So one of them is called the boon of planar travel. I can pick a plane that's not the material plane, and I can travel there once every short rest. Or
If it
back
sounds
in-
too good, it's just to cut you off there. If it sounds too good to be true, that's definitely a homebrew thing, and that's
gotcha.
too good to be true.
Okay, I didn't know those popped up on here.
Yep. Sorry.
Okay,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's some stuff that either Shades made or maybe even me.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was looking at one that I liked. It was called the Faithful Sun Tree.
Yep,
Tree or
absolutely
Sun
homebrew.
Yep.
Tree? Okay,
Yep.
gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what else? What else caught your eye? I can let you.
Gift of the Grave, because it gives me spectral wings and gives me a flight speed of 30 feet.
That's also a homebrew.
Okay.
So you'll want to look at the tags.
Yeah,
Does it
should-
show them on here?
Oh, right, because you're in the character editor and not
Yeah.
in the feats page.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just open a new tab and look at the feats
Yeah, that's true. I do that.
section.
I do that.
Yeah, but again, I'm gonna say if it sounds at all just like ridiculously overpowered, it's a homebrew.
Yeah, it's fair to say.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna look through these ones now. I'm also ready if they want to come in and question me, because I'm hoping they're gonna question and not just attack me.
Well, while they're kind of tending to the group and whatnot, I'm gonna go to the group outside. At least briefly, is there anything you guys want to do in this moment?
As far as we have planned, still to wait, right?
Yarvik, just where's the visual response of, what?
Due to recent events and things, we're probably going to stay put for a bit.
Okay. The three Goliaths, the three Goliaths that are tending the two that are injured, look at each other, look at the hole Zippo was in, and look down into it. Zippo, you see three hulking Goliaths looking down at you. One with wonder, one with anger, and one with confusion. The one with anger grabs the ladder and begins pulling it up, trying to get it out of the cave. Being that it's a 20-foot ladder,
24 foot.
24
foot.
24
It's
foot
getting longer
ladder.
every time you mention it.
Why does it keep getting longer? It was 15 when
I
we
looked
started.
it up, and I thought it was 15, and then it was 24.
Oh. I can just see now somebody illustrating the session, and the ladder just keeps magically growing as the animation continues.
Every
It's
time we
like-
look back at the ladder, it's longer. By the end of the session, it's reaching into the atmosphere.
Never take your eyes off it. It only grows longer.
Oh my gosh. So he tries taking the ladder, but being the depths of the hole and the pit, I should say, and then the ceiling of the cave, the only way he can raise it out of your pit is by raising it up into the skylight. And then basically leaning it to one side of the skylight so it's not falling back down into your hole. as far as covering your pit again with a grating, that's going to be a little bit more work. They are shouting at Zippo, Ulrich, what happened here? What the fuck happened? What did you do? Why is there a ladder? And Zippo, you don't really understand any of that, but they seem to be speaking fairly urgently in your direction.
I don't really understand you guys. Can you speak in common, please?
Ulrich, so you've been left outside of the cave. No one is guarding you right now.
Yeah.
Your hands are still tied, but for the moment, they have seemed to forget about you completely in the uncharacteristic surprise of the Goliath.
I think Ulrich. He is going to. First off, I'm just curious. It's tied with rope.
Yes.
Just while they're not looking at him.
Well, you know what? Leather bindings.
Okay.
Like leather straps.
Sure. Yeah. Still.
Similar consistency. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, while they're not looking, he'll just see if he can break free of them.
All right. Give me a flex.
Yeah. He'll flex for 24. Because I'm still not connected to the Wi-Fi on my
Oh. Got
PC.
it.
That's why it's not going to show on Roll20.
Okay. Fair enough. You easily break those bonds.
Yeah, and then with them broken, he will wander up to them and say,
Okay.
"Hey, are you all gonna just I mean, I know this is a weird situation. This is kind of what I was trying to allude to with your captain, but don't you think maybe you should have seen me to myself first?"
They remember you in the moment now, and they're kind of at a conundrum here because putting you back in the hole now seems like they're going to be taking orders from you, but not putting you in the hole seems like a bad idea too. So they pause for a minute, and then the angry one grabs a hold of you and says, "Get over here," and opens the pit for you to step into or slide down into.
Right. Yeah, I'm doing it. You don't have to worry about releasing my bindings or anything. Now maybe you could just go ahead and let the captain know that our boss is getting a little impatient, and perhaps we should be sent on our way before, before he causes more of a mess.
Okay. Are you implying anything with your boss? Or you're just saying in general terms your boss?
Yeah, well, he did say that.
Like, are you implying that Zippo's your boss, or are you implying that?
No.
Like, I'm just trying to get you.
He said when they said that better not be one of your friends that did that. He said, I think it might be. I mean, it could be that our boss has just gotten a little impatient, wanting to talk to one of them.
Yeah.
And he'll make it more clear. The lightning, that's Vorts, the great emperor of Necrata.
Okay. Give me a deception check, please.
Yeah. That's a 19.
Nice. All right. They close your pit and bind it. It's the same covering that you broke earlier today. After a bit, you kind of see them working on something, and Zippo, you see that they have untied the grating from the last pit that is unoccupied and moved it to yours to cover, to put you back in. One of the Goliaths actually has gone up to the top of the cavern from the outside and started raising the ladder out. Ulrich, you hear them kind of giving each other instructions and working together to accomplish all of this. But they're kind of mystified by the fact that there was a ladder in the pit, but Zippo didn't leave. The two that were knocked unconscious, eventually more Goliaths come and take them away to recover.
Yeah, I mean, Ulrich's going to just relay to everyone. All right, Zippo, Jordan, I took one out of your book there. I'm saying that the Emperor, the leader of Necrata, is Vort the Undying Storm. So,
Yes.
I also think that we should probably lean into this idea that we are all of one mind. That's what it is to be an immortal empire. The Undying Lands. Maybe we can convince them that we hear each other's thoughts. Maybe that'll scare them. They seem rather spook about all that, so I say we lean into superstition.
Okay, I can play with that.
Yeah. Roger, Belgian, Yarvik, y'all got any historical facts for me by chance?
Roger will ask the elves from Necrata. About their leaders.
Yeah, what is the capital city of Necrata? What is the economic situation? The gross domestic product? Belzian's got a parchment out.
So, they detail that the kingdom of Necrata is ruled by the vampires to the south that occupy the southern mountains and the entire southern area of the continent. The elves span the north and have their own leadership, but the two groups are allied toward a common goal of protecting Necrata from the barbarians from the south and enemies to the east. Or west, I mean. Excuse me.
Sorry, barbarians to the north and enemies to the west, or?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so they don't have their own barbarians. It's just the vampires and the elves down there.
Correct.
Okay.
If you look on, if you remember on the world map, there's a large treed area along the entirety of the northern areas of Necrata. That seems to be where the elves might be.
Eric is shuffling furiously through his bag, muttering something about swearing he had a great recipe for duck sausage, but he can't find it anywhere.
I feel like the Goliaths would be open to a good duck sausage recipe.
Looks like we lost Ulrich. There he is.
Ulrich, come back.
Um,
The rings have interference.
do we get any names that I can hand over to to Auric.
Give me a moment. I wasn't really prepared to give you the names for the vampire leadership, so let me see if I can give something to you.
I think I read about
notes.
one of the leaders of the vampires being a great physician, Dr. Acula.
And his brother, the actor Scott Bakula.
All right. The kingdom has a king and a queen that rule equally. The king's name is Zachariah, and the queen is named Delilah. If anybody makes a joke about "Hey there, Delilah," I will remove inspiration.
It'd be Samson and Delilah anyway.
Correct. Yes.
Good thing my mic is muted.
Even more incentive to roll your inspiration as soon as you can.
The elven leadership, the elves have members who are in leadership in different areas, but the main leadership is in the elven capital to the east. It's not really important what their names are at the moment, she says.
Ah, yes, the Elven capital.
Well, I'll pass along the vampire king and queen names to Auric and let him know that they are not elf names.
I do appreciate that. I was thinking more around the lines of like any Goliaths, any like details on the wars, battles that they had. Might be handy. Just
there's no way the people I'm talking to were around 3,000 years ago.
It was 3,000 years ago.
The wall was up for a while.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that all tracks, and I wasn't really thinking. That's Goliath I was talking to made it sound like it was just yesterday for him, more or less. It was his grandfather. Jeez. Pete.
Well,
It makes
maybe the vampires that were alive back, I guess not alive, unalive back then, are the same ones. If any of the names would resonate with the giants, they would probably be the vampires.
Yeah, no, I mean all that makes sense, and I just thought maybe there was some piece I was missing. But all right, well, for now, I'm gonna keep with this idea that, because I don't know shit about the South, so I'm gonna say that it's ruled by a great storm entity, a storm wizard. I don't know, something like that. We're gonna go with Vort because that's what I said.
All right. Well, let me know if we have to kill these elves that are with us.
Hopefully not. Whole point of this is try and not kill anyone if we can.
I keep trying, and it keeps being the wrong decision.
Okay. When you told them that your boss was getting impatient, did you say any other instructions other than that, or just left that open implication?
And when he was sliding back into the bed, he indicated, Vort, the Undying Storm, he's clearly wanting us to talk, to get on our way soon, so maybe talk to your captain so that we can get on our way before he gets even angrier.
That was about where I left it.
Okay. One of the Goliaths, while they're cleaning up, basically kind of murmurs to the other one, quietly, but it's a cave. Things echo. That they don't think that he should be letting you all go at all.
Well, I mean, you could maybe.
But that he's saying that to another Goliath, not like directly to you.
Oh, I know, but I think Ulrich
Okay.
is gonna be an ass and say,
Yeah, well, maybe you don't need to collect people to begin with. Just wandering around through your lands didn't draw weapons first. But, you know, maybe you also like 1,000 years of rain.
If we were in your lands, you would have done the same, if not worse.
You know,
And
that's
they
pretty
kinda
presumptuous.
leave it
It's real easy to say those things when you aren't in that situation, isn't it?
at that. Yeah, it's funny how that works.
Yeah, it is. But like I said, you know, we don't call the shots, but big guy's gonna be bringing down a lot more than just a little bit of lightning. The longer it goes.
Ignore the hoofbeats in this soundtrack, by the way. There's no hoofbeats here. All right. Trying to pick a good background song, but don't mind me. So they leave, and you are left to your own devices for now. Party, anything that you wish to talk about while we're waiting?
Well, as we're sitting here, we'll be like, "Hey, Ulrich, how freaked out do you think they'd be if I pulled out another ladder?"
I mean, do you have the space for it?
I could blow the roof off of this thing and have the space for it.
How are you gonna blow the roof off?
I got powers from the genie before he left.
Yeah, but maybe save them for when we need to put on a lightning show.
Ah, gotcha. That's fair.
It would freak him out, though.
Yes, it would. Also, team outside. When did you guys make more friends?
Well, you know, they were just kind of hanging around, and we were going the same way, so fast friends.
You know, it happens. So, are we enacting the plan that me and Jordan had? If something comes up, and they decide to try to kill us instead of freeing us?
Know what that plan is, Zippo.
Spam every possible ability you can that would cause like some kind of havoc, and run.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I think just trying to put on a fireworks show would be good.
Gotcha. Okay.
But I thought they were just releasing you guys.
Well, the whole me freeing the genie kind of thing kind of freaked them out, so I don't think they're pretty happy about that.
Oh, way to go, Zippo.
I mean, we don't know. It might be
It might help
fine.
us.
Wait, that came out wrong. I went, well, way to go, Zippo.
Thank you, thank you.
All right. Um. Ulrich, you're expecting an audience with Orban fairly quickly because of the recent happenings. But he doesn't seem too interested in returning to speak with you for whatever reason, because he does not readily show himself available. The Goliaths, if any of you begin to drift asleep through the evening or through the night, shout down instead of banging things to keep you awake. But they're basically saying you gotta stay awake. You gotta stay awake. We're not allowed to let you sleep. They're a lot more hesitant than they were before in terms of, like, they saw what the last guys looked like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, they're not like banging on pots and pans to wake you up or poking you with spears. They're just kind of like making a noise instead, like yelling down and speaking with you.
Fair, fair.
Ulrich, anything you're doing, or were you just kind of laying in wait?
I don't know. I don't have anything.
Okay.
Does the falling asleep rule, like if I'm awake but Brunhild's laying down, are they gonna do it?
They let Brunhild sleep.
Okay, good, good. If not, this
Like,
whole
they
Plan
don't
B
seem to
thing
be
was
very
about to
interested.
activate.
Yeah, they don't seem very interested in messing with the animal.
Good, good, good. They're sane people. As long as they're not trying to like wake Brunhild up, I don't have any issue. I just kind of just sit here and meditate for a little bit, I guess. Like I'm just sitting here petting Brunhild, you know, calming myself.
Late or early morning, as Ulrich, you are trying to fight sleep, or trying to sleep and somebody else is fighting it for you. You see Orban step into view above you.
Hey, buddy.
Hail, Ulrich.
How you doing?
Been better?
Well.
And you?
Oh.
Well, anyway, so things have been complicated.
Was it because my boss got a little protective of his pet?
Yep. I know of no entity that you speak of from Necrata, but this is news to us.
Yep. He works for, and I list off the vampire, King and Queen.
Okay. Jeremiah and Delilah.
Yep. Thank you.
Or
Zachariah. I thought it was Zachariah.
Zachariah.
Thank you.
Yep, it's Zach. Yeah, I said Jeremiah. I got an Aya in there, but not the right prefix. So, he begins discussing things with you about how Glorian's not really keen in letting members of the party go that have information about Necrata that they might be able to use, and also potential bargaining chips for if there is a conflict, if their boss is so keen to have them back. He suggests that if you are so adamant about having your friends freed, that you stay and they leave.
That is fine by me. If that is what you want, I will stay here. You get the two of them gone.
So basically he explains to you that you would basically be his ward, that you would not be a member of the barbarian clan, but you would be basically working with them, and they're kind of, yeah, you know what I mean, like a prisoner of war type thing.
Yep.
So out of character, is that something that you intend to honor, or something that you're as soon as you can, you're going to be out of here?
So I think he would tell the rest of the party to go on, to that they can reconvene either in Necrata or in Seregen. But he feels that this is that frankly there's going to be a lot more issue if we try and go about this in a headstrong manner. That it's going to be easier for him to sneak out on his own when the timing is right, and in the meantime he can just sow discord, providing lie after lie after lie about Necrata, with just enough truth that, based on what he was able to glean real quick from the information fed to him last night, and just kind of redirect to this notion of like they're not going to come invading. They scouted to see if the clans still existed. The destruction of the wall was a surprise to everyone. It was a natural curiosity, not an act of war. Mea culpa.
Okay.
So that's yeah.
That's what you're trying to convey to the party.
Yeah. Essentially, he'll think that in the ring, and just say like he'll figure it out. It's a far more likely a chance for him to sneak away than trying to sneak all of us away. And with three of us exhausted at this point, fighting our way out of here is not going to be much better. But once Ulrich has his chance to actually get some sleep, he could do some things.
Yeah, you feel like because you've cooperated so far and can speak their language, this is the only reason you're getting this deal, and he's only offering it to you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But I think he would, he would say, essentially that he needs assurances that the others actually make it safely out of here. That they're and he'll say something to the effect that Vort did send a group to retrieve them when the time is right. But Vort understands that peace treaties were being discussed and opted to leave for now.
Opted to leave for now?
Opted to, rather than take his pets.
Oh, to leave you there for now.
Yes, correct, because the majestic lands of Necrata are not seeking to conquer, just to defend its own borders.
Anybody have any response to this before we continue?
Zippo was 100% against this plan. Like, 100%.
Table talk. What would you suggest other?
I'm against the whole idea of like one of us staying behind in general. But if we have to convince them some other way, I would say the best way for us to try to convince them, or at least the one that Zippo would most likely go with as a last ditch effort, would be the only way that you can have for sure assurance is if you follow with us to the border with the Goliaths, and then as we get out, ambush from the hills, we all get away.
And I think I would respond that, I don't know what your situation is magic-wise, but I'm tapped out magically, and I'm also now, I'm going to guess, at least too deep in exhaustion. But maybe I'm wrong on that.
The elves with us outside are itching to kill some of these guys, so...
Yeah, we have no idea how many are in this fort.
But I mean,
how many they would...
But his point, are they going to decamp the whole fort just to take us south? Like, I don't know.
No, but we don't know how many they will send, especially if they're sending the person who's supposed to stay.
Why are we trying to get somebody to stay behind?
The way that they seem... Oh, wait, I don't know this. I don't speak live.
Well, no, he's...
I mean, he
Ulrich's telling you in the rings.
Okay, gotcha. Then, I would guess that because of the way we worded it, that we seem to be more valuable than we would be letting this go. So, I mean, also, Zippo could tell them that it wasn't Vort, as Ulrich thinks, and it was actually a genie that Zippo had found by accident and released.
Let me put this on an even bigger meta. I am comfortable as a player with my character staying behind. I don't know if that's helpful at all, but I am perfect.
And this is something he stated a couple times.
Yeah, I am perfectly fine with if this is where Ulrich ends up in the short term, long term. That's fine, as it serves a narrative purpose. So if that's at all factoring into we gotta no one left behind, we gotta save everyone, as a player, absolutely.
Yeah, as a player, I get it. I get what the effects of it. But as a character, Zippo's whole character is he doesn't make friends easy, and when he does not leave those friends behind. Hence, he will kill somebody for Jordan, and he's grown that attached to Ulrich. So Zippo is not leaving here without Ulrich.
And honestly, when Zippo started saying that, it shows how much of a character arc you two have had in this short amount of time, because there was a point in time where you two were bickering constantly.
And Zippo is
it's
wholeheartedly
cool.
ready to ride or die right now to get all of us out of here. Us three in here and the three outside, Zippo would physically kill anyone for if he could.
To say, I mean, our initial plan was we're going to bust you guys out of here, even if it involves violence.
Right.
Roger was jumping for, hey, wait, maybe there's an option where we don't have to kill a bunch of people. He's just trying to turn over a new leaf. But if we have to leave people behind, Roger's probably more interested in busting everyone out. That's why he kind of made sure that the party could get to safety away from the Goliaths and rescued the horses for Belzian and Yarvik, so we could go launch this rescue mission.
So,
but like from a meta perspective, if you're trying to bail over to a new character, sure.
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm trying to bail on Ulrich or anything like that. I'm trying to say, I think from both a meta and character perspective, the chips are not in our, like, the cards, rather, are not in our favor necessarily. How many elves have you got with you?
3.
3. And there's the 3 of you. DM, am I correct in assuming that we have exhaustion, or no?
You, Jordan, and Zippo all are. So let's see. Exhaustion happens after how long?
If you miss a long rest.
Yes. So you have missed one long rest. You're working on your second one.
Right. So I mean, that's just skill checks there for the first level of exhaustion. Actually, I think I already had a level. No, I didn't. So, you know, that's just a disadvantage on ability checks. And I am tapped on spells.
Yeah, you used them all earlier to intimidate.
I am not equipped with my weapons. They're not going to hand me weapons. I don't know where Zippo and Jordan are spell-wise, but the idea that, you know, at this point, if you all come charging in, you have no idea how big this fort, you know, how many people are housed in this fort. If we go with the idea of, okay, I have to see them safely out, they are going to still have extra bodies there, likely. I think that, you know, Ulrich is just trying to would earnestly be like, you know, once he can kind of get a rest, you know, he has his belongings is the one that has the globe. He can track you guys. He can find.
We leave Relic.
Presuming
it was indicated that much of, or a significant portion of, the people at the fort and the surrounding area left to go to the south at the beginning of the session. So the fort population is lower than it normally would be.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm also just
there
not
may be
confident what we get by leaving somebody behind in negotiations either. Like, the whole point here is that they want to be rid of us, right? They don't want us here. And we're like, happily we'll leave. And to ensure we leave, presumably they would escort us to the border.
Right. But again, they're not giving us the option to all leave. They're giving us the option for 2 people to leave and Ulrich to stay behind. 2 people and a dog, sorry, to leave and Ulrich to stay behind. That's the option they're giving us. So the only other option is, okay, now we take a stand and you all try and storm this fort, and we possibly have a... I mean, we increased our chance of possibly having someone actually die. And I mean that as player characters, not NPCs. Player characters now have a much higher chance of possibly dying. Or we safely evacuate the majority of the player characters. One player character stays behind and does his magic in trying to essentially sow discord and redirect attentions for this little clan towards a civil war rather than westward expansion. That's the thing he's concerned with. He does not want them to ever at one point think, we should go west. He wants them to hate the south, and he wants them, more importantly, to hate the north and the east. And if he can spend just time doing that, and then once they've begun to trust him more, break away, then he can take that chance and he can begin to head south. And once you know, presuming you are in the south, once he gets to Necrata, he can look at the globe and go, well, there their rings are, and start to head that way.
You want to be our guy on the inside.
Yeah, I mean, for lack of, but again, you all make your own choices. I'm just saying, like, I think this is the logic that Ulrich would present. Hey, we severely increase our odds of someone actually dying here, or we can get safely 5 out of 6 out of here, with the 6th one in a pretty cozy position until he becomes less useful to them. He's a good enough.
Presumably, you're executed.
Right, but he doesn't really plan on staying here that long. He just wants to buy the time.
Do you want us to wait for you, Ulrich, or do you want us to go to Necrata and meet up with you later at some point?
I think they're going to be on the lookout for you, so I would say make your way to Necrata.
All right.
Are you telling the elves anything about what's going on right now?
I'll let them know that we're talking to our friends that are imprisoned, but not yet what the conversation is about, unless they're pestering us about it.
I mean, they can't really tell that you're talking to anyone, right? Because you're thinking through the ring. So
yeah,
I was just curious.
Up one finger. Hold on, we're on a call.
I mean, and still inside the ring. So, what do we tell our these 3 elves that already don't trust Ulrich because he's been getting cozy with the Goliaths?
I mean, they understand what a prisoner is, don't they?
That's not what they're concerned about, I don't think. They're concerned about you saying something that'll send the Axe Clan south.
Which, I mean, frankly, is fair.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, no, that's absolutely valid. I suppose I would wonder what they propose to do differently. If they want to come and try and save my ass, by all means, I guess. I ain't stopping it. I'm just saying, odds are a lot more in our favor one way. So if they throw a protest about it, follow their lead.
Yeah.
Or abandon them. Let them die at the hands of the fucking Goliaths. I mean...
Yep. I'm with you. Not for much longer, it seems, but I'm with you.
Yeah, well.
We could indicate to the elves that Ulrich is more trying to turn the clans against themselves.
Exactly.
Which would be, beneficial to the elves.
All right. Well, I suppose we should mention that then. The plan is that they're going to release Zippo and Jordan, and you're going to stay here as a hostage. Are they expecting anything from the Elven Kingdom in Necrata? Ransom for their hostage or something like that?
No, they just think that I know what I'm talking about. You can tell them, actually, if it's at all, that's something you could do. You could tell them that I slipped up and let them know that I'm from Seregen. and they're very interested in the West. And seeing that I know the language, they're gonna ask me everything they can about the West. Maybe that'll make them feel better.
All right, I'll see what I can do.
Appreciate it.
All right, Amethyst, what you got?
All right, so we'll come out of the focus on the rings, go over to air, and say, all right, this has gotten a lot dumber.
She just looks at you flatly, like, go on.
Apparently, Ulrich messed up, but Goliath's got out of him that we're from Seregen and not from Necrata. Or at least that he's from Seregen and not from Necrata. They're very, very interested in the things from my homeland. And they're unwilling to let him go. But the rest of our friends, they are going to release.
Let's get a deception check.
You know what? I'm going to spend my inspiration.
Okay.
Well, 15's as good as
15
it gets.
it is. All right. So that's it? They're just going to let your friends go except for this Ulrich?
Ulrich said that they were planning on escorting them back to Necrata, I believe. So, to the southern border.
Oh, I don't like that.
Neither do I.
We're the one that's
Is that...
we're the one that's losing a companion here, so nobody's happy about this situation.
There's a few risks with them escorting your party to the border. The closer they get, the more risk the entire group is at being attacked and maybe even killed in other conflicts or whatnot. Maybe even other clans, if there is discord being sowed, might target groups. But ultimately, it also means that we will have to follow your friends for many days as they travel 8 days south to Necrata.
We were planning on going there anyway. You asked us to come back to Necrata with you.
We can get there in less time than that, by far. And it's important that we do so.
So what are you suggesting?
Well, you brought us here to help you get your friends out. We are interested in upholding that for the sake of what our agreement is. We want you to come back with us to Necrata to fulfill your end, and, well, you aren't required to do that if we don't fulfill ours.
So your tactical assessment is the opportunity to get all of us out of here alive and unharmed, minus one person who is voluntarily staying behind, is a less tactically sound idea than a assault on a fortified position with an unknown number of enemy combatants. That doesn't make sense to me.
Well, it seemed to make sense to you about 10 minutes ago, before all of this changed.
Exactly.
We
situation
didn't.
has
We
changed.
didn't know there were other options 10 minutes ago.
Exactly. We have been presented with an opportunity that allows us to greatly reduce the amount of bloodshed.
And you're willing to risk your entire kingdom?
Our entire kingdom's already at risk. What happens if we break in and kill a bunch of them and succeed in escaping now that their leader knows that we're from the west? They invade. Our best case is Ulrich points them north.
How is he going to do that?
I don't know. I'm terrible with people.
He's gotten them this far. I have faith that he can do the rest.
Magic
Ulrich
and
was
charisma,
always
I
the
reckon.
talking person. I was always the stabbing person.
Ulrich has a very good face.
So, you do nothing? We just follow your party? Your two companions that are being being escorted home? She uses air quotes. Ah.
Well, it seems like the safest option to me. If Ulrich wouldn't suggest staying if he didn't think it would be safe for him.
And you're still willing to give us the information you agreed upon, should this be the case?
I don't see why not. You've been nothing but trustworthy. And frankly, I think both of us would like to have some friends outside of our kingdom, allies, if not necessarily friends.
Perhaps future pen pals.
Nobody wants there to be a war. But that's what you get when we don't spend conscious effort keeping the peace. I'm willing to put in that effort on behalf of Seregen. I've seen enough wars in my lifetime.
Fine. If that's what you want to do. We're only here because that's what you wanted to do in the first place, I guess. So,
Less risk to you and your mission also. Just a slower walk.
it would probably be in our best interest to help that along at some point, but that's for another day. All right, I'll let the others know. And she walks to go tell Gormir and Eliath.
Eliath.
Yeah. Orban's kind of patiently waiting Ulrich's response, recognizing that this is a tough decision.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I was gonna say while they're talking, I'm gonna just assume that Ulrich's trying to convince Zippo, because Zippo is still like, even though the rest of the group's like, yeah, let's do that. Zippo is it's gonna take a lot of convincing for Zippo. Like, it's gonna be like I will, like, Zippo, after a little bit of talking, will agree to it very begrudgingly, and he will be like, that's fine, but I will come back here. in a short amount of time. And if you are dead, this place will go down.
I mean, I would hope that you would destroy every brick of it if I'm dead, Zippo.
Every brick.
There
And
you go.
Please do check
that guy
first.
that plays as the king in Seregen, he's going down too. It's his fault you're over here.
Well, no, see, that's something that I... Let's maybe just hold off on a little bit of that. But I do think burn this place to the ground should I be dead would be a wise thing to do. But I also think that I'm gonna be fine. It's just think of it as me just taking a little vacation. You know what a vacation is, Zippo?
No.
Right. I thought you might not. So it's like when oh, you know what? Your friends, the big watery guy,
Atlan.
Atlan, right? I wanted to make sure you remembered his name.
Oh,
So Atlan isn't gone for good. He just needed to take a long swim, right? But you're gonna see him again.
I'm gonna give you the gem before we leave. Then that way, if you ever meet Atlan, he'll know it's you.
I don't know if they'll let you give me the gem.
I wasn't asking for their permission to do it.
Yeah, but just I think Alan will recognize me.
He won't though, because you weren't there whenever I freed him.
That's true.
Yeah, he
Oh,
was.
he?
Yeah, I
Zippo didn't
was.
see
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, no, I
I
was.
remember he was giving you the piggyback ride down,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
and then
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, no, I'll point out that I was the guy carrying Zippo.
Okay, but can you see if he'll let us just escort us halfway there and let us go? Because I don't feel comfortable with them going to the border with us, because we may be attacked by other people who see us as a threat if the Axe clan is attacked by other clans.
Yeah, I wanna let him know that that we have people outside the fort to receive. That the Vort sent some people outside the fort. Jordan, I'm taking over as the poet, and yeah, that's kind of the way I want to play it. Is the ones who didn't get captured will be there to receive you two, while I stay behind and speak of my country. Wink, wink.
Okie dokie.
Plus, hey, y'all can figure out all the best places down in Necrata.
If we
And
go
I
back
can
to
co-
Seregen, do you have a family you want us to let know of your situation?
You can just let the ruling council, whoever's in place at this time, if it's still Marius, know what's up, and they'll take care of the rest.
Okay.
But I'll be heading south before you know it.
If I find a dragon, I'll let you ride it first.
That sounds good. I'd love to ride a dragon.
Me too.
And I can ride it, you can piggyback on me. It'll be a fun little situation.
Be amazing. If I tame one first and it's male, I'll name it Ulrich for you.
That sounds good.
All right. So Zippo, are you convinced?
Convinced enough, but when we get to leave, I will be talking to the leader guy. Whether he understands
Okay.
me or not is a different part of the story.
All right. Ulrich, what do you say to Orban?
All right, Orban. I will stay, and I will speak of my country. But I need you to understand. You know that you didn't capture all of my people, all of our people, right? I know because our mighty lords, Lord Vort, the Living Storm, came and visited my friend. I know he visited me in my very small amount of sleep that I received. My dreams. I know that our people are just outside the fort. You release my friends to them, and then they will make their way south. Does that sound good?
I know you made a deception check for the 2 barbarians earlier. I'd say this calls for a new one.
Yep. Unfortunately, it's just a 9.
Okay. Okay. Are you trying to persuade him to sweeten the deal, basically, by doing this? Like, this is something that you know he doesn't really want to do, but you're trying to persuade him otherwise? You did deception because of the lie, but maybe I should have had you roll intimidation because you're using a lie to try and get
I mean,
an action, right?
I don't think it's so much a lie that there are people outside. The only lie is
the Vort part.
The Vort part, yeah. The only lie really in that is I had a dream and I know that my team, that's the only lie in that.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's up to you.
I'll be open. He rolled a 2 for his perception of your lie. So yeah, he believes you, despite that low roll. It might have seemed like a clumsy lie to you in the moment, but at this point, he because of what he's seen and everything that's happened, he's kind of more willing to take you at your word for whatever reason, whether it be through ignorance or whatever the case might be. He seems like he's not really feeling the whole leaving the rest of the group into the group's custody. He's more interested in escorting all of you out, except excluding you, of course, out of Relic instead. So, like, if those members are nearby, they'll need to surrender to be escorted as well.
I mean, I can't communicate with them or anything like that, so I can't really say that they're going to just surrender. So I would say watch them all you want, but as long as they don't attack, what's the issue here, Orban? If they start, yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if they take the people, they start heading south, and they don't attack you, Why do they need to surrender to you?
Frankly, because that's what Glorin wants.
Lauren doesn't know about these people. He knows about the
That's
two.
what he wanted with the other group. With your two friends.
Right? He wants. You mean he wants them to be escorted? Those two.
Yes.
I see. So then, escort them.
He just kind of shakes his head like this is so fucking messy and such a pointless waste. He doesn't say anything out loud, but you can just see that he's very much he's been done with this and has much more many more things to take care of, as you know, based on what he was looking at prior to speaking with you earlier. All right. High or low?
High.
All right. He says, fine. If your group shows themselves, we will release the human and the kobold into their custody. And we will make sure that they leave. I am doing that for two reasons. One, if they are escorted out, it ensures that no other members of my clan attack and kill your party. So it is ensuring their safety and upholding our agreement. Know that you will be allowed certain allowances, Ulrich, but you are still a prisoner here. And we will kill you if you step outside of this agreement.
I mean, you'd be a fool not to kill me if I stepped outside the agreement. I don't take that lightly, Orban. But I'll, from just someone who respects authority to another, your guards just absolutely left me alone, and I was easily able to break out of my bonds yesterday. Just saying. I am a good team player here. I could have hightailed it any time I wanted. Our boss came and put a God's damn ladder, inside of the little one's pit, and he could have left. He stayed behind because we're doing this in good faith, Orban.
All right. Till morning, then. He looks at the two Goliath and says, "Let them sleep." And he leaves.
Oh, so they're gonna leave tomorrow.
Yeah, he's gonna let them leave at first light.
Okay.
Which is not going to be a long rest from now, but it'll be half of one. They'll probably be able to get a long rest if they sleep in. All right. So the deal is struck. Ulrich is going to be taken on as a prisoner of the Axe clan. To sow discord, learn what he can, and try and teach them all of the wrong things and all of the wrong places. Meanwhile, the party will be leaving at first light tomorrow to, move on and go south with the elves. I will say that this is an interesting predicament that we have ourselves in, and I'm very interested to see where it goes. I already have a few ideas, Ulrich, for where we can go with your story, and you probably have a few ideas of your own. If it's a smaller story, we could probably even continue Ulrich's story in the campaign. Or if it seems like it's going to be a longer thing, we can discuss a different character, either temporarily or ongoing. I know you're kind of game on any of that, so... but in the meantime, with a long rest will come a level up. I know it seems like a defeat, but you achieved quite a lot in the last... week of travel, and procuring escape from the Goliath fortress is indeed a milestone. So that will be where we allow you guys to end tonight. We'll end session. We can stick around and level up in chat and things like that outside of the stream. Does that sound good to everyone?
Yep, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, we're getting close to 11, or it's 10:30 now. I figured we could start doing our leave taking at first light during this session, but I figured start the day fresh with a new session, right?
Sounds good.
And we're back next week anyway, so it's not like it's a long wait.
Right. Yeah, we're back on Tuesday of next week. So that would be the... what was that? The 28th is our next session. Everybody's okay with that, right? I know we're playing this week, so that's
I'm perfectly fine
pretty
with that.
close. But that's back on in candor with what our timing was, since we delayed a week last week.
Yeah, I'm good.
So
Yep, works for me.
anybody not good with that? Awesome. All right. Those of you who have been watching on Twitch, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for joining us in another rousing adventure here in Seregen and its affiliated territories. We'll see where this goes next time. We'll see you very shortly, in less than a week. Stick with us. We'll see you soon. Bye.